Thom Hartmann here on the best of the rest of science and green news. You need to know this. Last week marked the 25th anniversary of the Exxon Valdez oil spill in Alaska. The media stopped reporting on that disaster decades ago, but that doesn't mean that the damage has been repaired. On March 24th, 1989, the Exxon Valdez oil tanker ran aground in Prince William Sound, Alaska. That tanker spilled millions of gallons of oil along 130,000 miles of Alaskan coastline. It killed millions of birds, fish, and marine mammals, and it devastated one of our world's most pristine environments. At that time, it was the worst oil spill in our nation's history. 25 years later, oil from that spill is still there, still mixed in to beach sediment and still poisoning the water, land, and wildlife. It's been a quarter of a century since the Exxon Valdez spill, and less than half of the fish and wildlife populations in that area are listed today as recovered. Our own government says that some species, like the AT1 orcapod, has no hope for recovery and will likely become extinct. However, instead of learning our lesson and ending our addiction to fossil fuels, we blamed that spill on a single drunken ship captain and went right on drilling, shipping, and burning this toxic sludge. Since then, our drill baby drill policy has led to numerous other oil-related disasters, including the massive BP blowout in the Gulf. 25 years ago, we're still seeing the effects of the Exxon Valdez spill in Alaska, and we'll still be feeling the effects of the Gulf disaster 2.5 decades from now. And it seems like every week we hear about another massive oil-related disaster. Our oil drilling policy is like the definition of insanity. We keep drilling and foolishly think that it won't produce the same result. Exxon Valdez destroyed at least one species. The BP blowout in the Gulf will likely mean the end of a few more. If we keep this up, it's only a matter of time before the human species is the next to disappear. For the future of our planet and our species, we've got to make the switch to green energy. If we're ever going to end our addiction to fossil fuels, it's going to take a lot of renewable energy. Thankfully, there's a large bipartisan coalition in Congress working to help make that possible. Last week, 120 members of the House and at least 24 U.S. senators signed a letter to Finance Committee leaders in both houses and requested a renewal of the wind energy tax credit. That extension was supposed to take place back in December, but Congress let it expire, and renewable energy advocates have been fighting to get it renewed ever since. The production tax credit helps wind energy producers invest in new technology and expand production capabilities. It has helped reduce the cost of wind energy, which dropped 43% over the last 4 years. It's unacceptable that big oil rakes in billions in tax benefits, while clean energy providers have to fight for meager tax breaks. Our nation should be investing in renewable energy and creating good-paying green energy jobs. Hopefully, this bipartisan coalition keeps pushing to restore the wind energy tax credits and keeps fighting for a greener, cleaner energy future. According to radcast.org, it could be an entire year before the waste isolation pilot plant in Carlsbad, New Mexico reopens for business. Officials continue to say that the release of radioactive material at that plant poses no threat to human health, but they also admit that they don't exactly know what happened there. They believe that back on Valentine's Day, a cave-in at the plant damaged some of the canisters holding radioactive waste. Don Hancock of the Nuclear Waste Safety Program said the reopen date is unknowable until they can determine exactly what happened, how long decontamination will take, and how another accident can be prevented. In the meantime, officials in New Mexico are rethinking a plan to expand operations at that plant. Nuclear advocates point to an accident-free 15-year history at the Carlsberg site to claim that it's safe. What they don't say is that all it takes is one major accident to make the area completely uninhabitable for human life for 1 million years. No form of nuclear energy or weapon is worth that kind of a risk. Check out radcast.org for all the latest updates on WIPP and all your other nuclear news. And finally, Willie Nelson has a long history of fighting for the people of rural America, and his latest project is another example of his amazing work. Nelson just released a new music video to highlight the devastating effects of mountaintop removal coal mining. In the video, the country music legend sings America the Beautiful over images of the Appalachian Mountains and the beautiful environment being destroyed by mountaintop mining. Despite the dangers of this controversial process and the countless communities that it has destroyed, Congress has allowed coal companies to have free rein to blast off the tops of mountains and dump toxic pollution into the streams and rivers of Appalachia. In fact, rather than reining in this destructive process, just last week, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives voted to make it easier for these companies to dump their waste and continue destroying the Appalachian Mountains. We can't go back and fix the 500 mountains the coal companies have already destroyed, and scientists say that for them, the ecological damage is irreversible. But we can stand with Willie Nelson and demand this process comes to an immediate end. To find out how, go to musicsavesmountains.org. And that's the way it is for the week of March 31st, 2014. I'm Thom Hartmann on Science and Green News.